Welcome to this edition of Spotlight. We are at Hopewell Elementary with Principal Dr. Melissa Hensley. And Dr. Hensley, Assemblies are always a very popular program. Kids love, knowing when assemblies are coming up, when they get to go to them. So how have you been able to sort of pivot and continue assemblies this year with COVID-19?
You're exactly right. We love our assemblies in elementary school, and we're super excited this year to offer a virtual science assembly. So today the kids are enjoying a view on science of how it can support magic. So it's been really fun. Our K through 2 assembly was this morning. We're getting ready to join the 3 through 5, and they've had an absolute blast. And we've also been able to incorporate our online students, which has been really great. It gives us a real sense of a school community when we can all be involved.
Well, let's check out some of the virtual assemblies as we spotlight Hopewell Elementary. This spotlight is sponsored by Parkville Pediatric Dentistry.
The assembly was all science related, and he did a great job of showing how we see science in real life and how it's used to entertain, and he did an awesome job of fusing entertainment with teaching about science to generate kind of that interest in science.
He showed us a Tesla coil, and he showed us how you can melt a styrofoam cup in some sort of acid. And he showed us how to fireproof a towel, and he showed us an exploding balloon. That was cool.
He did stuff with lightning and electricity. He popped the balloon and the smoke comes out. He put some air inside of his front mouth, and then he put some more air from something else, and then he tied it, and then he put them on a plate, and then until the last part, he put them outside, popped the balloon, and then the fire exploded.
In the quieter setting, I think they were able to hear better. They were also able to see up close and personal, especially for a science assembly, all the cool things that he was doing. They were right up. He made a point of saying, you all have a front row seat to this. So it was neat that they could all be right there and see what he was doing. And it didn't feel like something that was pre-recorded. It was live. It was happening with them. They were very engaged. So it was a lot of fun.
I liked how we were actually in a Zoom with him, and that we got to ask questions and stuff, and that was pretty cool. So we weren't there, but it felt like we were there.
It was nice because it wasn't we didn't have to sit in one row, which we normally would have done in our assembly in the gym. We got to sit at our desks and look at a big screen instead of tiny people far away.
The kids learned stuff and they remembered stuff. So in fact, when we started a new scope in science today, we're talking about the interaction of the Earth's systems. And we referenced back to, remember when we heard about nitrogen, or when he talked about the Hindenburg exploding and how some of those components played into what we're learning about the atmosphere. So the kids were able to make a lot of those connections on their own to what our new topic of study is. So that was exciting too.
We did work on objects in motion recently. We just finished it, and that's kind of what he talked about a little bit. So that can kind of go with it, so that's cool.
You could tell that their wheels were spinning, thinking about, we had a discussion about how this is what this man does for a living and who thinks that would be a cool job. So we made some career connections with them, and if this is something you think would be fun, what are some steps that you would need to take? It's important to pay attention and be engaged in the activities we're doing in class because it means something. It's purposeful in your life.